I have a challenge that I want to challenge everybody with for the upcoming 3 weeks. There's a problem going on in Klal Yisrael that we all have. We all know about it, and I want to discuss that. Aside from all the Lashon Hara and Rechilos and all the halacha that we should learn, I'm not saying we shouldn't, and of course, most of this is really overlapping. I just want us to understand, we are a huge machine of information that everybody is passing around information about everybody else. Most of what's passed around is totally sheker. It's just lies. It starts off with someone who thinks something and it gets repeated, and one time it's about me, the next time it's about you. Your friend is telling you about somebody else, then he's telling other people about you. And it has to stop. It creates, I see what it does, it damages people's lives, and nobody actually thinks they're doing anything wrong. Because, yeah, I heard. Everything you hear is sheker. I hear stuff about me that people are sure about, and it causes damage. Lies. You don't know anything. Can we just acknowledge that? And when we're repeating stuff about people, it seems harmless, but 20 things later, it ends up being that the shidduch is not done because they know that the guy is struggling financially. Not true. This thing doesn't happen because they know, because everybody knows. There was a young couple that got divorced after 2 days, and someone told me, I heard he did da-da-da-da-da-da-da right away, and she ran away. I said, I'm just curious. Did you hear it from her side of the family? Yeah, how'd you know? There's only 2 people who know what happened, and if you heard from her side, maybe it's true, maybe it's false. You don't know. No, the aunt really knows. She heard from the mother, heard from the kala. The other side is saying the opposite. We really don't know. We pass around information as if it's facts. We speak. We don't say, I heard, maybe, I really don't know. It turns into, of course. And listen to the way our brains work. A guy goes ahead and sells his house. At 2 o'clock, somebody comes over to you and says, you know why he sold his house? Because he's having financial problems. At 5 o'clock, somebody says, oh, I heard he sold his house. I heard, right, magic words. I heard he sold his house because he had a fight with his neighbor. What does everybody say? No, it's because he's having financial problems. Why? Because the person who told you that was before the other person? We always believe the first thing or the bigger thing or the worst thing as being fact, and that becomes, no, I heard it's because of that. And that gets passed around, and causes damage. So let's, for 3 weeks, take on this challenge to realize that we're not going to speak about anybody. There are facts. The guy died, that's a fact. That's okay. Guy got married, this facts. Anything about why or I heard, challenge. The challenge is, for 3 weeks, starting Shavas B'Tammuz until Chatzos after Tisha B'Av, I will not accept any information I heard, why he did it. And I want to tell you something. Even if you heard from the person, something happened, I don't remember what it was. It happens all the time with me. Let's say we made a Shabbaton. For example, one guy will come over to me and while he's passing, he'll say, oh, you made a Shabbaton because blah, 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 blah. And I'll say, yeah. That guy says, oh, I heard from Avi, they made a Shabbaton. It becomes serious. 20 different people can comment to you about your life, and you'll sit down with each one separately. But nobody really got the full story. People are complex. It's like an onion. If somebody says, listen, I want to sit down with you, I want to understand why you did this or how come you did that, maybe after 3 hours, if you're really open with them, they'll know. But even if you heard from the person themselves, they're not telling you. They're telling you the throwaway line. They're telling you the catchphrase. They don't want to tell you everything just because you happen to pass them in shul, or you met them on the way to the mikveh, or you're sitting in a bungalow colony with them. Not everybody's even telling you the facts about themselves. So even if someone tells you themselves why they did something, it's also not the truth. And what happens? 2 different families from 2 different communities, completely different communities, were in crisis, suffering terribly. And I asked them, I said, this is going on for a really long time. I'm just curious, why didn't you come to me last year? And each one had the same answer. I was told that you charge a lot of money. It's not enough of a lie that I charge money? That's not enough of a lie? No. What's a lot of money? I don't know. A lot of money. And 2 different families didn't come here. And now, if you rewind that, the person who told that to them was not trying to hurt them and say a lie. They heard the truth from somebody else who heard it from somebody else. There may be 10 different or 20 different people. And the point is, people get hurt. It's like broken telephone. Nobody's telling the truth. I sit around and I listen to stuff, and the guy told me why this Rebbe did this, and why this chassid did this, and why my neighbor did this. You don't know. You don't know. And we pass it around, and people get hurt. We don't know why people do things. Why do we have to discuss it? Why he's moving, why he's coming, why this happened, that? And it's dangerous. So, If you accept this idea, okay, so then here's the challenge. The challenge is that for that 3 weeks, there has to be some kind of a game. Every time that you accept information about somebody, about why, or I heard, or because, right, that's theoretical and it's not factual, okay? Very few facts. By the way, you're going to sit around with your friends now, you're all going to be looking at each other. It's like nothing really to say. Most of what we talk is just about. Now, I know for Pikuach Nefesh, we have to sometimes share information. You go to the doctor, Shidduchim, it's a different discussion. It's not so great what's happening there, that everybody says whatever they want, any rumor that they heard about every single person in the name of Shidduchim. But ask your Rav, different story. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the regular hak, discussing why this happened, how come this, all of that stuff. So if you accept the challenge, anytime that you accept information about somebody, you donate to tzedakah the dollar amount of your age. So if you're 15, it's $15. If you're 87, it's $87. And every time you repeat to somebody else information about somebody that's hearsay, okay, that's not fact, not black and white, you give double. You put it all in a pushka, or you write a tzetel, and then chatzais after Tisha B'Av, you add it up, and I think I'm making this up. I have no shaykhs to the Chavetz Chaim Heritage Foundation, but I think that's a nice tzvek. I think we should all give the money towards the Chavetz Chaim Heritage Foundation. I'm sure they do good stuff, and I'm sure they're going to be building a new wing to their building after this thing. Okay? I think we should just stop talking about people, which is really all in the halacha, but just look at it from a sensitive point of view. What I mean to say that you're not going to hear it, I mean somebody starts speaking and you say, no, kiberech mana'esh. Otherwise, it's going to cost you. You'll get burned once or twice, and then as soon as you'll learn the body language, and the person says, oh, that's because I... Not interested. That's what it means. And not interested in hearing. I just did it this week, and it's not even the 3 weeks yet. Somebody was talking about, the speaker, and he went to a thing, and a guy tells me, I heard it. I said, not interested. I'm not interested. He knows, and everybody knows. Everybody knows everything. Nobody knows anything. Nobody knows anything. The facts aren't facts. Let's just be honest with ourselves. The facts are not facts. The information is not information. And realize that it's not just passing around false information. Who cares? People get hurt. Stop it. Now, if you agree, just send me a short WhatsApp video. Hi, my name is blank. Say your name. And I accept the 3-week challenge. Send it to me. I'm going to send around all the little videos. I'm going to put it on Instagram. I'm going to put it on YouTube. I want to see if we can get 1,000 subscribers to agree in this 3 weeks to the 3-week challenge.